We've done it for Superman when it happened. We might as well do it for this, and we can then because I don't care about spoilers for an MCU
Yeah,
classic.
we
So
should. I should preface this. This was discovered on
yeah,
Reddit,
yeah,
and the source can be iffy, so take it with a grain of salt. I'm not
yeah.
saying it's fact, but it's not out of the realm of possibility
Here's
given
the
Marvel's
thing:
history.
the last time that we got spoilers for one of these things, Superman, those spoilers are kind of lining up right now with what the movie looks like. So I don't feel bad at this. And also, warning: spoilers for Fantastic Four: Baby Steps right now. Bug has dug up something on from Reddit that he found on Twitter. So
Oh,
let's take a look at it.
it was my own screenshot from
Oh, it's
Reddit.
yours. Oh, yeah. So you dug it up and posted it. Okay, you dug it up and
Yeah,
posted it. Okay. So Bug has done the work. And here we go. Fantastic Four: Baby Steps spoilers. Let's read it. And if I feel like I should stop to comment, I'll stop. Otherwise, I'll just keep going. All right. The film opens with the line, "If you all know the story," we get a brief montage of past battles, including the fighting Mo-Man and an axe sequence of them fighting Red Ghost in the chimps. Now, if that's just a fast flashback, then you got John Malkovich to play Red Ghost for a flashback.
that would be pretty. That would be pretty lame to do, and also like, while it's cool to have Mole Man and Red Ghost, it's like those would have been good startup villains instead of just
Mhm.
fast tracking to Galactus.
I agree with you completely, Bug. Galactus is just a mistake. But they need to destroy this universe so they can shove them into the MCU main line. So that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. Okay. Back home, Sue discovers she's pregnant. As the team prepares for the baby's arrival. God damn, what's wrong with me? Shalabal arrives with a warning, which we've seen in the trailers, so we know that kind of works. After we know, and she's wearing the same outfit that they announced the pregnancy in, so that could line up. The team decide to go into space after her. She takes them to Galactus, who's on a massive ship-consuming planet. Okay, so remember way back when I commented on it, is this going to be Galactus's size, like basically City Walker kaiju size? And somebody said he could just be shrinking down.
I believe that might have been me.
It was you. Okay, it was you. Okay, so seems no, that's going to be his size, and he's not going to be on his chariot, but inside a giant world-eating machine. So
I mean,
it's not out of
it's
the realm, but it's not what I would want. Honestly.
yeah. I'm not entirely against the idea because like I've seen other variations of Galactus where he has machines that help do the consumption of the world and whatnot, and him having his own like transportation. That's one thing. Okay, I'm not against that. Not having the size shifting thing, yeah, I would have preferred it,
They're
but
nerfing him. They're
yeah, it's a little
nerfing
bit of a
him.
nerf, which
Yeah.
I think that's kind of a mistake for a character like this. But then
Mm-hmm.
again, introducing this character in the first movie is a mistake. But what
And
else
this
is new?
isn't and this isn't even MCU Galactus. It's a multiverse Galactus. It's not even MCU mainline Galactus. So they're introducing him to get killed and shoved off, or win and shoved off to the side, and nobody cares about afterwards. Because I still think they're going to lose. I haven't read the whole thing yet. Obviously, I still think they're going to lose. So Galactus says he'll spare Earth if they give them Franklin. We already know the baby's Franklin. We've seen the toys. They've already
Yeah,
spoiled that. You know what the
yeah,
baby
and
is.
like this isn't put in this particular post, but another leak I had seen said that the reason Galactus wants Franklin is because he wants to get his home universe like resurrected, and that's like the entire goal of him is he's trying to get the kid instead of the usual hey let me just eat your planet type thing.
That is dumb. If that's true, that's dumb.
Yeah, it is.
Galactus is he's an antagonist, but he's not necessarily a villain. He's a force of nature. He exists as part of the universe as a balancing effect. I mean,
Yeah, like he's meant to be like a force of nature, like a hurricane.
Yeah.
Like it's
I
like when you
can't.
see him, all hands on deck.
Go
I
ahead,
can't
Dylan.
believe they would go with such a freaking generic reasoning for what he's doing. Once again, he's trying to bring back his They've done that a billion times.
It's
Trying to bring back
it's
my people, trying to bring back, it's like freaking
they
Zod
can't.
type idea, right? It's same damn thing. I'm trying to re-establish Krypton here on Earth and bring my people back. It's
Yeah.
been done a billion times.
It's that stupid like attempt at nuance they want to put on villains instead of just letting them be like villains. Like
Or be their
it's
more accurate version. Just
yeah,
not
like
hard.
it's stupid, man. I like even back in the what was it 2015 with Avengers: Age of Ultron, like
Mhm.
as much as it wasn't as great as it was at the time, it still had like the villain you could understand. Like they didn't nuance it. He was just like, "Hey, I'm gonna kill all humanity," and like that's it. It didn't need any more dress up.
It was like a quick and dirty version, is what it was.
Yeah, it was
without-
quick and dirty, but it was still like pretty accurate to what Ultron is
And
meant
James
to be.
Spader did a good job too. James Spader.
Oh, yeah.
helped.
So they just need to stick to villains that are, or at least stick to the idea that villains are villains for their own reasons. Like Galactus is not like he just goes, look,
He's not blah ha ha.
Yeah, he's not wahaha. He's just like, hey, I'm gonna eat the world. There you go. You don't need to dress it up with this. Oh well, I wanna do this and this and this because this. Like, shut up.
No,
You're
it's
making
like,
a
no,
comic book movie, dude.
your world's on my menu because I need to do it in order to balance things out. It's just that simple.
Yeah, it's
Your
like
world's on
I
my
want
menu.
to. I don't want to die, so I'm going
Yeah.
to eat your world. I don't
Eat your-
care about you.
Yeah. I got to do this so that I can deal with other shit in the universe because that's my job. All right, so it's already, if that rumor is true, that's dumb. And also, of course, rushing right to having Franklin Richards be introduced. Franklin Richards, who I have always thought was a dumb creation because he just breaks all the fucking universal rules
Yeah.
with what he can do. I'm just gonna warp reality.
Yeah, they don't really. The problem with that type of character is, if you keep him there, then it's sort of like, what are you gonna do with that character? And you
Mhm.
have to either come up with like a million different reasons for why this character can't interact, or you have to remove them from the field entirely. It's not
'Cause-
like,
yeah.
I mean, when you have like characters like the Watcher, when you have like, they are a prime example, but
Mhm.
they put in that, hey, I'm only meant to observe, not interfere. Like that makes more sense because it's like, okay, I get why you're not jumping into it because you are bound by a code. And when if you do interfere, that means it has to be a big reason. And it's like, there you go,
Mhm.
actions and consequences. But with Franklin, it's like, well, Franklin, why the fuck aren't you like reality warping, Doctor Doom into fucking
Yeah.
snow cones or some shit?
Or give us like a really good story reason. Like one of my favorite things from Justice League when we got to Unlimited is season one of my favorite two-parters, because most of season ones were two-parters, was when essentially a Cthulhu-esque monster was invading and an Aquaman got Hawk Girl, and they also needed and Dr.
They
Fate,
needed the Solomon Grundy.
they saw Grundy. That episode is fantastic, especially Grundy just being a pseudo hero at the end. Grundy wants his soul back. That was so good. And Shiera's connection that she made with him was so strong. And then come back 2 seasons later in Unlimited season 2. Or end of Unlimited season 1, sorry. End of Unlimited season 1. And Shiera she's in the middle of her exile. And somebody stupidly resurrects Grundy, and he's not really Grundy anymore. He's just mindless zombie version, even more zombified, just destruction. And everybody's trying to stop him, and they can't. And at one point, Ivo's android is returned.
Yeah,
Now
he's like,
and right there, he's
power.
He's essentially he's essentially the equivalent of Dr. Manhattan at that point, if we're going to compare to that kind of realm thing where he could do anything. But like you just said, his ability is getting neutralized by whatever magic is going on in Grundy, and it's sapping his strength and making Grundy stronger. So he says, I got to get out of here. I'm making things worse. it's a nice, clean reasoning to
Actually, it
remove
was more
an
like
ender.
it was more like he tried to do it and then he
Yeah.
failed, and then that confused him so much. He's like, "What the fuck?
Yeah.
I gotta see what's going on here," and then he just leaves.
He was causing a problem. There was a problem because Grundy there was. But it's a nice, simple reason to get rid of your overpowered character that should be able to solve this with a snap of his fingers. That to me, that's one of the cleanest things I've ever seen done to get rid of a character like that in that situation. And then, of course, it's a very sad episode where in the end, Shira puts him out of his misery. He says, "I'm sorry."
Yeah.
Because what they needed her nth metal mace to counteract the magic. But that.
Yeah,
I love it.
Look at the rabbits, Grundy.
Yeah, it was just that is so good. That's a great companion pair of episodes. But I just wanted that as my example of what you were talking about there. We're going to get rid of something powerful, make it make sense, and we'll be happy. Yeah. Make it make sense, and we're happy. Anyway. All right. Galactus agrees. Spirit. Blah, blah, blah. All right. The team refuses and battles with Silver Surf her. During the fight, Shallowball is thrown into a wormhole where she experiences a month while only minutes pass for the team. What?
I guess this is the point where she becomes sympathetic to the cause.
Instead of like good writing to convince her, let's just make it a random plot device.
Yeah,
to change her mind.
Even the freaking 2007 movie understood this because they had, like, as flawed as that movie was, at least with Silver Surfer, you could understand that he was cracking a little bit when he was hanging out with Invisible Woman, because he's like, "Hey, look, you remind me of my wife,"
the real Shallowball.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, you have something there and you're establishing that connection. And then he's like, okay, I'm going to, turn on Galactus and all this stuff. But so here Galactus it's just like a wormhole.
Since he was a cloud. Yeah, so then in her absence, Reed creates a plan to teleport Earth away from Galactus. But when Shallowball returns, she sabotages the teleportation tech. The team pivots and now plan to teleport Galactus himself away from Earth. Sue is the leader of the team. She sacrifices herself to defeat Galactus using all her powers to send him to a portal. She gets resurrected by Franklin. That's the entire movie.
Yeah.
Oh, listen. Oh man! All right, let's finish this up. And we'll come back.
Well, let's just let's just address the fact that
okay, yeah, we'll stop here. Okay, go ahead.
Like, I hate that this would confirm the stuff we've been hearing about how supposedly Sue is going to be the leader, and it's like, oh no.
Well, we've all but established that because the actors themselves and the creators said it. They said, yeah, that's what it's going to be. So it's not rumor anymore. It's just fact. She's going to be the leader of the freaking thing. And yeah, we're supposed to just accept it.
And I had heard supposedly, or at least some version of this film, like someone was going to die. And apparently they were planning on doing it with the Thing, which was like, oh, that was terrible idea. I think killing off any of these characters in the first movie is a bad idea. But this is just like, this is great. We're going to have her do this moment, and then we're going to do the whole thing. Like, the Donnie robot brain thing. It's like, oh, don't worry about it. Magic baby snap.
And like, that's the problem with Franklin Richards. I mean, let's go back in time. I enjoyed the Onslaught saga. I did. I liked it. I thought it was cool. I thought the buildup was great. And I really loved the final battle where Bruce suppresses himself and goes from being Professor Hulk into super duper Savage Hulk to beat the crap out of Onslaught finally. But of course, the end of that, if I remember correctly, they had to get rid of all the mutants to make sure Onslaught couldn't come back. But then in the end, they just used Franklin to resurrect everybody. If I remember correctly.
Yeah, pretty much. And he wound up like creating like this whole ass alternate Earth to like slap them all in. and like it was so confusing and stuff like that. But yeah, and it's just
I don't I'm not I've said it before, I'm not a fan of the Fantastic Four, never have been, but it makes Franklin Richards just makes everything even worse. Because
yeah,
because his power set.
yeah,
It just
they
makes it worse.
just it just does not work here.
No, all right. So post-credit scene. Sue is reading a book to Franklin. She gets up to grab another one. In the background, we hear the sound of a teleportation device activating. When she returns, she freezes. The book slips from her hand. Standing before her is a cloaked figure, Doctor Doom. We don't see his face, but his full body is visible beneath a silver cloak. In one hand, he holds his iconic mask, rendered in CGI. In another, he
It's so
carries the
stupid.
unconscious Franklin. Cut to black. Fantastic Four will return in Avengers Doomsday. Then how do we get to the spaceship at the end of Thunderbolts, which they reshot because they had to make it match up to this?
I'm gonna assume that's what I think the baby is gonna be the reason. I think that's what's gonna happen.
Mhm.
Like it's probably gonna be Doom using like uses the kid to like teleport into
Well, finish the thought. Sorry.
yeah, like he's gonna use the kid to teleport to the world, and that's how it starts. And he's gonna like pit everybody to fight each other while he's doing his big plan or whatever. But I'm more annoyed with the idea with this the CGI Doom mask in the hand. It's like, well, no.
Why can't you just hold
Like,
the real one?
How about hold a real one, or better yet, let me just see the thing him wearing it.
Well,
Like,
we know that RDJ had last time we saw him in a set photo, he had the CGI dots on his face. But here's the thing. If the rumors are true about Doomsday, Doom's entire plan is to collect Portal Puncher America Chavez's powers and Miss Marvel's bangles, and now apparently Franklin Richards, so he can hop and jump through the multiverse to collect the things he needs to make Battle World for Secret Wars. Beat God Doom.
Oh god, my head hurts already from this.
Yeah. This movie is gonna be a dumpster fire, and right now I can't wait.
Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, check out my gaming channel at Renaissance Nerd Arcade, and follow me on X Twitter under @TheRedNerd. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.